Okay, hey, welcome to another episode of On the Wrist from Off the Cuff. Today we have actually a break from your regular programming. This is a message to Citizen, a little bit about them. They were founded back in 1918 by both Japanese and Swiss investors, eventually settling on the name Citizen Watch Company around 1930. And I recently reviewed their Promaster Challenge Diver, seen there in the center, and I had so many thoughts. A lot of them honestly were quite disappointing, so I thought, why not address some of those disappointments in this video, and hopefully it can get some traction, and maybe we'll see a future updated iteration. I'll do my best to remain as objective as possible, of course, although there are some things that are always going to be preferential and subjective overall, but I did want to kind of share this with you guys, and of course send a message over to Citizen, as I think that they could do a lot better. I know they can. I have examples of Citizen watches that I love, that I think really are quite competitive. And I feel like this one was just kind of a missed opportunity with the Challenge or Fujitsu barnacle diver. So with that said, let's go ahead, zoom the camera out, get this piece back in hand, and take a closer look. Okay guys, now if you saw my earlier video, if you're looking for a full review of this watch, feel free to do that. If you're looking for a review of any of these other watches, go ahead and watch those. This is really going to be more so focusing on what I think they could do to really improve this piece and what some of its shortcomings were, and I'm going to try to be as brief as possible. So for me, the overall, it was just a lack of effort in terms of the finishing and the production quality of this piece. I don't believe that they did a bad job. I just think they didn't set the bar high enough. So it's not like I think, hey, this is poorly QC'd, and if it had better quality control, quality assurance, that it would be a better watch. No, I just think the level of effort just isn't there, right? So some of the big things that just stand out to me, guys, is the softness on the case contouring here. You can see that there's semi bevel. It's just, commit to either having a bevel or have it with a slab side, because ultimately either of those options will look better than what came out here. If you look at this Citizen diver, which is only a little bit more expensive, they commit to all of the angles on this watch. There's angles. It's not soft. You can see everything is really just super detailed and sharp, right? You look at the bracelet, it's a 3-link bracelet, at least looks like 3 links, right? It's meant to look like 3 links, but it's really just contoured to look like 3 links. Like, that is a soft break there, and you can tell that it's just one piece of metal, which is similar to something you would find again in a Citizen that costs less than $500, less than $400. It's a similar level of execution, even the same clasp, which is still a nice clasp for diving. But then you think about the bezel action. Here's the steel version, nice and audible, nice and tactile, 60 click bezel, very nice. 60 click bezel here, little light, little soft, squishy by comparison, which I get, it's titanium, but wait, this watch is titanium and has a 60 click bezel. Okay, I admit it's much heavier bezel construction, but you get what I mean. There's just a certain level of, again, effort. Look at the scallops here, how soft they are. Again, cheaper watch. The grip here is more defined. The grip here is way more defined. They committed to it, what they were doing, what they're trying to do. 3-link look bracelet, right? Well, although it's not actually 3 links, at least it's 2. See, there's a bar that goes the back. These are 2 separate pieces of. This is one piece of metal on each side. That center link is a different piece. So when you look at it, there's a nice sharp break. So it looks good. It makes it visually, while you're still saving money, you're still getting that look of a 3-link. They even do that going into. Actually, no, that center link is just really well done. It's sharp. Look. You can still get that nice break, even though it's faux, right? And that center link here look at how soft that center link is, and also look at the alignment of the center link, which, hey, that doesn't kill it for me, but it's, while we're here, let's point that out. Okay, crown size seems a little small, guys. You did a similar sized watch with a bigger crown. Why not just this crown, this size crown? So no guesswork. Similar sized watch, similar aesthetic, right? This one is not titanium, this is steel, right? Doesn't have the hard coating, but you can see the flat edge just looks better. If you're going to commit to it being flat, then just do it flat. You don't have to contour it. And if you are going to contour, then commit to bold contours that are going to actually render visually when you take a look. Also, you have this great thin movement inside this watch. Like, let's take advantage of the thin movement. I know you can make a thin case. This has 20 bar of water resistance, and it's also a titanium Citizen. And look how thin that is. I will say, yes, this doesn't have a screw-in case back, but still, right? Also, hey, let this be the big heavy hitter, right? Just like the Pelagos. It has that advanced one, but then the advanced clasp, great for the dedicated function forward, diver. But for their Pelagos 38, they have something that is a little bit more manageable. Check this out. Micro adjust. That's actually meant to be a toolless micro adjust. Put something like that on a clasp of a watch with an aesthetic like this. Yes, some people might miss the ratcheting dive extension, but you know what? Offer it with a dive strap, a rubber dive strap, and then people could use that to dive with. But then you would have the benefit of getting to tune your bracelet in very nicely. And again, even look at this bracelet. Similar. This costs way less, but I'll say that this is not meant for the American market. This is, something that's sold in the Japanese market. But still, you could do this exact bracelet. Like, the aesthetic is very, very similar. You could have just done some tricks there and maybe made this just fit that. And this clasp, right, to where it's more about the fitment, the making it a super wearable piece, making it thinner, right, slightly thinner for such a thin movement. This is such a kind of thick and bulbous looking watch. Like, you have all this size, but then it's soft, so then like your eyes are drawn to something that isn't well done. It's just a big space of soft, unwell finished metal. Versus here, at least, hey, yeah, it is going to draw your eye, but look at how many details there are there. Like, that's fantastic. And yeah, I get it. It costs more. You get a nice, piece of sapphire, I believe they're covering, shielding that loom pip. You even get that here, which, I mean, I'm sure it's not sapphire, but it does have a shielded loom pip, probably by a piece of, just mineral crystal. And then here, you can see the rounded nature, so that doesn't look shielded to me. It might have a coating, maybe it's more advanced, but hey, something to consider, right? Also, if you're gonna do the whole ISO certified, then let's have the fully graduated insert there, where you have all of the markings, all 60 of them, all the way around, right? I think that would be a nice touch. And then also, to the touch, this can get kind of smudgy just because of the way. Maybe you use a more matte finish so that it's less glossy and doesn't become such kind of a smudge magnet. Here even, right? Yeah, legibility wise it can be confusing, but you do have that inner track there. So like, that is absolutely ISO compliant, because you still do have that full graduated index there all the way around on the bezel insert. So for me, guys, yeah, this is just, again, this isn't a bad watch by any means. It's just with how competitive the market is today, with Seiko, with all these great micro brands that are doing so much to kind of step their game up. This was such an awesome watch on paper that I was really, really looking forward to. And then when I finally got it in hand, it's a serviceable watch, but I think it's there's so much, it's ripe for opportunity. There's a lot more that could be done. So Citizen, if you're watching this, yes, I think you could do better. And you have all the pieces, you have the, to really put out something that could be very, very compelling and very, very iconic, I think, for the brand. And, maybe you're more interested in, other offerings, and your mechanical dive watches aren't huge. That's fair enough. That's all fair game. But, again, this has, already has so much potential. And I think that there was a lot of the right sentiment put behind this. I just think the execution ultimately let the rest of the watch down. So with that, guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. If you like the video, please do a like. And if you haven't already, please subscribe for more content just like this.